Alright, I am back. Oh, I moved my freaking desk lamp off of here. Don't need that in the way. So I was able to snag somebody's phone. I'm going to grab the picture of the game real fast. I used their phone to send it to me on... because obviously nobody in my family other than my brother uses Discord. So I had to send it to myself on Facebook using their phone. So... there it is. This is my copy of Agent Under Fire for the PS2, and the burned CD I used to mod my PS2 all those years ago. This picture came out surprisingly well. Normally these are hyper fucking blurry with the phone I just used. I don't know if the program was called eBoot or if that was the process. It was like eBoot, like a process or some shit. I honestly don't know. $1.99 pre-owned old ass fucking game. Didn't even come with a case. GameStop or EB Games, whichever the fucking one it was, couldn't even give me one of their knockoff cases. But hey, for $2, it's hard to complain. Funny. This is the only game I have that doesn't have a case, which is also the only reason it's not packed away with all of my other games that have cases. Maybe I should dump this while I have my brother's PS2 here, just to have it. Just to have it digitally. We got a Lao Shen to deal with now. No, I wonder if I can use the Elder Thank You for. Like what it makes. I'm the one who saved the town from fear. Recipes on the back. Alright, cool. I'll have to look through the shop then. I know where Lao Shen is at all times. Questioning if I bomb him. I don't think I do. No real reason for that.
Yo.
Well, it's not those. What the hell is made with the Elder, thank you? Wouldn't be any of these, obviously. These are all G weapons. Might be a random, like, headpiece or something. I wouldn't think it would be a bow. Or a gun. Genie's lamp, let's go. What am I looking for? What's made out of the normal Elder, thank you? Doesn't seem like it's a weapon. Susanoo blade, apparently? What? Really? I fucking blind? I'm not seeing it in here. It should be in here. I already had a single Elder thank you ticket from something else. I was looking for something new. Okay. Oh, you know what? Really, it doesn't need Elder thank yous for the Susanoo Blade G. I'll take it thank you plus just to upgrade it, yeah. But there's the Susanoo Blade G, which is just the better one. No, if you look right here, I have two of them. And this also didn't have a flashing symbol on it. I'm pretty sure the thank you probably only gives you one. No, I'm pretty sure I already have pluses. Hey, Zero. I only have one of these. Could have swore it said Elder thank you, just normal. Maybe I'm insane, I don't feel like looking at the VOD to find out. Where are all these cool swords now? They're right here, Zero. They're waiting for you. All these cool swords are waiting for you right here in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. You can play it at any time on your PSP or emulator. Eh? Eh? I mean, there's so many cool weapons in this game. And so many designs that haven't been ruined yet by the modern games. You know, this would be a really funny time for Bop to pop up now. Because last time he popped up in here, he was complaining that every time he looks in here, I'm just fighting Lao Shen. He's beautiful. I can't wait to see him Ascendance. And then complain if they've made his fight somehow worse. Lo Shen. Sure, Cube. It is Lao Shen Lung. Shan. It's Lao Shan. It's an A, not an E. And he will be Ascendance. So many weapons you can't... What? So many weapons you can't even find the one you're looking for versus too few weapons. There's only one worth making. The gotcha one, yeah. I mean, every time I fight him, I'm pretty sure I mention it. But I do unironically like Lao Shen. His presentation's really cool to me. I may as well just swipe all these. I think he's presented well. He's got cool armor. You know, the works. I'm fucking stupid. The blister over here. He's not the most interesting thing, but it's a very real possibility that you will actually just lose and time out to him, or he will destroy the gate if you're not pretty decently prepared. The original HP threshold quest, yeah. But going to the comment about how the new games don't really have anything, well, Wild specifically is what Sozu was referencing. It's like, oh, wow, this game has so many fucking weapons, it's crazy compared to the new games that have, like, nothing. I don't know if I've mentioned on stream, but there was a point where I went and I did a rough estimate of, like, just the helmets for this game. Like, just the helmets that you could make in this game with mostly different looks or something that stands them apart from other things. There's more helmets in this game than there is equipment in total in Wilds. Not counting talismans, obviously, because the talismans are all RNG, and I'm not counting each individual possible role of the shitty Ardian weapons as their own thing either, or anything like that. G rank, what I'm doing right now, no Radiance. This is the village low rank Lao Shen. I am just going through the village to catch up to Sozu. Because my goal is to have every single quest done, so I do gotta do this before we fight Fatalis. I think the Monster Hunter quest also might be a village solo thing. I don't remember for this game, or maybe I just never knew. I might do some online quests later, but for now, it's just solo things. I didn't break his horn. No, I meant Wilds doesn't have G rank yet, so you shouldn't compare yet. If I compared Monster Hunter Portable 2 or Freedom 2 to base Wilds, Freedom 2 still has more helmets in it than Monster Hunter Wilds has equipment total. So even if you want to say, oh, well, one's G rank, one's not, if I take a not G rank version of the same game, it still doesn't even compare. Is it canon that it's running from Fatalis here? I think that's in dialogue in Monster Hunter, not dialogue, but quest details, that it's seemingly running from something. In Monster Hunter 1, in the, guild. Or it's just a theory. In this game, people speculate that it's running away from Shen Goran because Shen Goran wants its head. Or wants to eat it, or some shit. A lot of problem with shit with Monster Hunter is we don't get a lot of concrete things, like, just told to us. So a lot of shit is just, like, fan speculation. I don't know. I played neither. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying that if you want to take 2 games without G-Rank and only compare ones without G-Rank, this game still has it with just helmets alone more equipment than all of Wilds has. I really do hope that in Wilds, the fight is just this. Again, I want them to change nothing except give him a shit ton of HP. Because in this game, you can reasonably, you know, get him down to a health threshold where if his HP wasn't capped before getting to Area 5, you could kill him reasonably before getting there. I want the quest to actually just take 40 minutes. Because he just has that much HP. It has to. They have to suffer as we have. Listen, I'm the biggest new gen hater. That's me. I am biggest new gen hater. Nobody else gets to have that title. It's not scientifically possible that you can be a bigger hater than I. I don't fault them for having less equipment. Detail fidelity has increased compared to the old gens. That's why prioritizing graphics was a mistake. True. But also, I have a counter argument for that. Let me deal with this first. I'll bring it up once I'm moving zones. I still blame them for not having less equipment because Zhu Wu doesn't have dual blades. Also true. The monster that uses bladed weapons, and at times 2 of them, you know, like dual blades, doesn't have dual blades you can make. Make it make sense, Capcom. Awesome, I can't see. Every time I get slapped by a tail. Easy. Easy dodge. Okay, so a counter argument for not being able to blame them for having less equipment in general because of the higher fidelity. Sure, I can give them that. But I offer you another piece of information. Even if we do not fault them for not having, like, 20,000 monsters and each one having, like, 10 different sets in the same game, even by old game standards, if you go by one monster per rank, per look. So say, let's take my favorite example. Monster Hunter's Rathian armor for low rank. The classic fluted knight look, the low rank armor set for this game, the low rank armor set for the previous games. Alright, so we have Rathian. Low rank Rathian. How many armor sets does low rank Rathian have for this game? Which, low rank doesn't get any of those special, unique looks or anything like that, so pretty easy to say. There is a male and female set for Rathian, okay, and there is a Blade Master and a Gunner set, also for Rathian. That means that low rank Rathian has 4 unique armor sets in low rank. What about in Wilds? How many unique armor sets does Rathian have in low rank? Rathian has 2. Because they have the male and female low rank armor set for Rathian, but they do not have the male and female Gunner sets for Rathian. Now, this is because they've changed how the armor set systems work. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, Soz is right. They have the Body Type A and Body Type B armor sets for Rathian. But not the Body Type A and B sets for Gunner, they only have the Blade Master sets. This is obviously because they don't have Gunner armor anymore. But you see, neither did Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World did not have Gunner sets anymore. But, as of high rank, they had beta sets that you could have. Now, I know that my example is for high rank, or for low rank starting out, but considering that Wilds has, or World also got rid of Blade Master stuff, I feel like bringing up its beta sets are completely within reason. Sorry, that's a hiccup. This means that Wilds, or not Wilds, World, I fucking hate that they both start with a W, still has 2 unique sets per male and female. Wilds has the, what is it, A and B set, but they're both the same set in some cases, while some have the female set from older games for low rank. So that means that World, as of high rank, with its male and female sets, and alpha and beta sets, have unique ranks again, or 4 unique looks again. Wilds discards that and decides we will have one single look, one singular look, for male and female, for alpha and beta. So that means they only have 2. They just have the male and the female look. There is no alpha or beta actual look. So you could say, oh, well, it's the up graphical fidelity or blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, they could still have these other looks without having, like, 20 designs for every monster. Like, I'm not saying that they should have every single look for every single design of every single armor set in every single game. I don't want that. And to be fair, a lot of the armor sets for this game have bloated values. Like, there are more absolute helmets in this game than there is equipment in Wilds, period. But that's taking into consideration that they're not all unique looks either. So, like, for example, Rathian's low-rank armor, the fluted helmet, is both pink and Goldrank's high-rank set, but with just changed colors. And even then, this game still has more unique armor for just helmets than Wilds has equipment total. It is a wild thing to actually look at, no pun intended. Like, I think that the fashion game for Wilds is pretty good, especially now that they let you change 2 whole colors on the fucking armor set. It's pretty nice. But it could be so much better if they actually kept those 4 distinct unique looks for each thing. And, you know, maybe I'm insane, right? Maybe I'm the fucking crazy one. But I don't think giving really... I don't think them manufacturing these, like, really shallow reasons to not have more unique armor sets in the game to be a good reason to not have those armor sets in the game. Because they're definitely not spending any time optimizing all these super nice graphics they have. So instead of... yeah, so they're not spending time optimizing these super nice graphics they have, and even then, you can't even see the super nice graphics they have because they don't have an anti-aliasing system in the game that doesn't make them blurry as fuck. So they have high-fidelity graphics that they spend all this development time on that you can't even fucking enjoy because it's a blurry mess. Speaking of blurry messes, oh my god, let me guess. Halo Campaign Evolved also does not have any real anti-aliasing options. I don't know if they made that excuse, that was just me. That's the excuse most companies give for a lot of shortcuts, is that they put a lot of development time elsewhere instead. They rather cut corners on actual systems and shit like that and just make the graphics go burr. I'm also not saying that Monster Hunter specifically has said that. I'm just saying that they have outs that are very generic that they could use instead. And yes, for just clarification, playing Monster Hunter... Why? I fucking hate that they both start with a W. Playing Monster Hunter World, my first time, and seeing that they don't have gunner sets, I was upset. I don't play gunner, but a lot of the gunner sets look good. I was of the opinion that they could have just used the gunner sets as the beta look. Considering a lot of their beta looks were relatively minor changes in a lot of cases. Basically, there's better things they could have used their dev time on instead of their graphics that you can't enjoy, and they didn't spend that time optimizing the game because the game barely fucking ran unless you had a supercomputer on launch. And then it's like, oh, well, the game ran on console at launch. It's like, yeah, but it looks markedly worse by every metric on console already, so again... They're super nice graphics that they spent all this time doing. Nobody gets to enjoy. Apparently you can turn film grain off in this game. Oh, can't. Interesting. So you cannot turn off film grain in Halo Campaign Evolved. Weird. I feel like that's one of those screen effects that a lot of people would want to turn off. I tend to like the way the film grain looks. But I also grew up with, like, VHS tapes and shit, so... And I had to change the fucking INI file. Amazing. So you could. You technically can turn it off, you just have to do it from a not standard option. Amazing. You can't turn off film grain because you're playing a movie. Then maybe. That is a longer message, Ipsigo. I will read that once I actually move areas. Same with user, I see that. I'll read it in a moment. Cube? That is a good question. Can you turn film grain off on the console version? This implies that somebody has to own an Xbox and Halo Campaign Evolved. You might be searching, or you might be asking too small of a demographic at the moment. Ask Reddit. Unless Rins has it on a... Unless for some godforsaken reason he has an actual console. But considering he said he had to change it from a fucking file that you don't have access to on console, I assume he's on PC. Nah, I'm but a PC tard. No, no, no. We are the master race. Do not allow the peasants of the console generations to tell you otherwise. As I've said before, they should have stayed humble and kept the world engine and slight optimizations and followed the step-by-step of their previous devs. Of making basically the same functional engine, but only better every generation. Then, like, every 3 to 4 games. Holy fucking hell! What is actually wrong with me? I get a cannonball. And then every 3 to 4 games, do a big engine and graphics leap. Well, you see, the problem with that is that because the devs of because the devs of Devil May Cry 5, easily confused, I know, Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, simple mistake to make. Because they got it to work for an action game, the re-engine that is, the totally not Resident Evil engine, they decided, wow, we will just stop using every engine other than what we have Street Fighter in, and that will be our only engine now. So they probably did not get a choice in what engine they were going to use, Zero. Instead, they were forced to use the fucked up, jank, not at all made for it, RE engine. This is an assumption. I have no proof of the fact that they had no choice. Love me some proof of a hero, man. But I also agree that they could have just continued using that engine. They probably could have worked out the issues with the Leviathans and shit like that. And then they wouldn't have had to start over on their dev cycle for the fucking games because of Rise and shit like that, using a different engine. Oh, speaking of, another excuse people give for why Wilds is, like, completely fucking nothing and incomplete, and then me saying that they're fucking stupid and wrong, is people like to say, oh, well, it's a new engine. They didn't make games in the RE engine before, so Wilds is on a completely different engine. It's not like World. Or it's not like the old games where they had 10 fucking games before it. No. Rise is also on the RE engine. everything from Rise more or less could have been just ported to Wilds. That's what they did with Monster Hunter 1, 2, Portable 1, Portable 2, probably 3, and Portable 3rd. You know, none of those people have played any of these games. They probably only played Wilds. Zigo says, "Dang, I may be a bit conformist, but on new games, I can't see all these things kids nowadays complain about. The DLSS, the anti-aliasing, etc. Then again, I come from before the 8-bit era. Trust me, Zigo, it might just be that you don't have the options to see it. A lot of things that you can complain about with the modern games and how fucked up they look, other than the fact that they just look fucked up, is, what is he doing? Maybe I don't have the quick kill enabled after all, considering we actually had to go through this whole fight. A lot of stuff for, like, the graphics options and the blur and DLSS and all that shit. For example, you don't have the option of using DLSS when you're not on a actual, computer. DLSS is an NVIDIA thing, and you likely do not have the option of enabling that if you are on console. And if I remember correctly, you play on console only, correct, Ibzago? You don't have a higher end computer capable of playing these games. And don't get me wrong, consoles have problems with shit like that as well, just different ones. But you also need a decent screen to use to be able to notice some of it. If you have a fucked up 720p resolution monitor, you're probably not going to see any of the issues. At least as far as blurry graphics and all that shit goes, because your screen's blurry already. Well, 720p isn't blurry, but by comparison, I have a 1440p monitor. That's what I'm playing on right now. So I can see issues more easily than somebody playing on, like, a CRT or something, you know? But even not talking about like DLSS and the blur and all that shit, when Wilds released, the first day I couldn't play it because it just crashed constantly. I was going to play Wilds on release, like the whole like midnight launch hype thing. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Wilds is coming out, I'm gonna play it. I spent like 4 hours trying to get it to stop crashing. And by the time I got to stop crashing, I didn't feel like playing it anymore, so I just went to bed. Because he's talking about his graphics card and getting shitty looking games, even with his top of the line AMD GPU from the previous line. You mean I need to upgrade my VGA monitor? If you are unironically on a VGA monitor on the Switch, I'm surprised it supports that resolution. Actually, no, if you were on a VGA monitor on a Switch, because I know that you have a Nintendo Switch, you would just have like black bars like this. On top and bottom, not exactly like this, but otherwise. But yeah, you might need a semi-decent monitor to be able to tell some of the problems. I know, man, the new audience they attract with World would kind of throw a hissy fit if there wasn't a big graphical leap from World to Wilds. Rise already got pretty big backlash because it didn't look realistic. Rise did look like shit. Hot take. I do think the game looked like shit, not for the same reason they did. I think it looked like shit because I don't like cel-shaded graphics like it had. Like, the art style of the graphics they did, I don't like. It's reminiscent of, like, Breath of the Wild's fucking graphics, or a modern day, similarity. I was gonna say, Wind Waker, but nobody fucking plays that anymore. That's a GameCube game. I've never liked the way that those graphics looked. Now, on the other hand, I think the modern games don't necessarily, by world and, Wild standards at least, not counting Rise, I think that those games look like shit compared to the old games, especially the PS2 games. The PS2 games are still absolutely fucking gorgeous. And it's all the art style, it's completely in the art direction, and it blows the shitty realistic graphics out of the water. Easily. And you know what? It runs on a fucking PS2. Yes, the same thing as never having seen 60 FPS and not understanding what the fuss is about. Games being stuck at 30 FPS. Now, personally for me, Sozu, I don't see much of a... Well, maybe not see. I don't really get any difference of feel for games between 60 and 30 FPS. My problem is when games are running at whatever FPS they're supposed to be, and then they, like, drop down dramatically, or, like, hitch, or the frame timing gets fucked up, or something like that. Most of the time, playing, because I've just tested out, so I currently have, like, a 300 hertz monitor, right? Don't need that for, like, anything. It's just a really nice 1440p monitor. I cap all my games at, like, 60-ish, or I have it uncapped and they run at, like, maybe 100 max anyways. So literally don't need the 300 hertz. The monitor itself is just really nice. For a while after getting a monitor, because I've only had, like, 30, maybe 60 FPS monitors my entire fucking life. Mostly playing on, like, TVs, too. This computer setup I have now is the first time I've ever had an actual PC monitor that wasn't a CRT. So I was playing on a TV, a flat screen, for a while, and then the only monitors I've ever had other than a CRT before these was like a laptop screen, which laptop screens aren't known for being exactly fantastic most of the time. But like games like Warframe, I tested. I was like, "Oh, Warframe's a fast-paced game, shooter, action game, goes quick. I'll cap it at 30. I've been playing it at uncapped. It runs at like 500 fucking FPS at points. Let me cap it at 30, and I'm playing. It's like I don't really feel a difference. I'll cap it at 60. I don't really feel a difference. All right, 120. I mean, it's fine. You can see differences, obviously, but as far as the feel of the actual game goes, I don't get that feel that people say is different. Now, if I'm playing a game and it runs at 30 FPS and it suddenly drops 10 FPS, so it's playing at 2/3 of what it's supposed to, you can feel that, and it feels really fucking bad. Same thing if I'm playing a game at 60 and it suddenly dips to like 50 or 40. Feels really fucking bad. But as long as there's like a specific target-ish FPS games are supposed to play at, yeah, they're fine. Like, for instance, this game's 30 FPS. Like, Freeman plays and only at 30 FPS. There is a setting here to duplicate frames. I have that purely just for the recording. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I feel like it. In my head, I have a placebo of, oh yeah, I should have this on. So therefore, my recording isn't trying to capture the same exact frame per every 2 frames that I'm doing. It'll just have a fresh frame at 60 FPS, even if it's a duplicate to copy or record or whatever. That is pure placebo. I have no idea if it actually does anything. Yeah, this is just 60 FPS. Looks, or not 60 FPS. This is just 30 FPS. Looks fine. Plays fine. If it dropped to like 10, 15, 20 FPS while playing it, that's gonna feel really fucking bad. And it will look bad and feel bad. But I was also did a couple test rounds running around on 4U recently on the emulator. 4U is being forced around 60 FPS. Doesn't feel any different to me. Cap it at 30 doesn't feel any different for me. Wilds I tested going between 30, 60, and uncapped. Didn't really feel any different to me. Oh yeah, the Rinzu's comment about, well, people freak out if it's not hypergraphical fidelity every fucking game massively, blah blah blah. Sozu replies with, yeah, it's the same thing as never having. Oh no, wrong comment. That's the audience that doesn't actually play the games though. Yeah. Or it might be the audience that only plays movie games. You got to keep them in mind, Sozu. AKA not the people that play Monster Hunter. No switches on the TV. Okay, fair. I do use a VGA monitor for work. I use 3 screens, a 4K large, a laptop screen, and the VGA one to read emails. Damn. I'm so surprised you have a monitor. Actually, I say that, but I have a monitor that has a VGA component. It's at my brother's house. I gave it to him to use as a second monitor, and he stopped using it because it gets hot. And he was complaining about sweating. I mean, fair. I think one of my TVs over there in the back, one of my TVs, quote unquote, the TV I have over there in the back, it has both AV cables and a VGA port, as well as HDMI. So that's fun. I have 2 monitors at work. One's connected through HDMI, another one's connected through DisplayPort. They don't display the same color even after calibration. Now, see, Sozu, I have 2 monitors right now, both connected through DisplayPort, and neither produce the same colors, even after calibration. Because the monitor that I initially bought, this MSI one, started shitting the bed, so I got a better Asus one, and the colors on the Asus one are just flat out better because it has a higher color range. I should have read that. Oh well. Oh, there's more. Who are raging in the arena? Oh my god. The monitors are the same. Even monitors that with the same exact panel, well, quote-unquote same exact, made with the same panel types, from the same manufacturers, the same model number, will still tend to have differences. Regardless of being between VGA or display, or HDMI. I have VGA on the brain because of VibsGo. So, I could have 2 of these Asus monitors, both connected by DisplayPort, and it would still be entirely possible that one would look noticeably different. Because, unfortunately, that's just how things are. It's kind of dumb. But DisplayPort and HDMI do give you different results for colors. It's literally the only HDMI monitor that has fuck colors in the entire office. Alright, well then you're just hyper fucking unlucky, goddamn. I'm not joking, by the way. A large amount of modern fans are tourists who call themselves fans of games without ever having played them themselves. Yep. Yep. It's a joke until you realize it's true. Pretend to play games, pretend to watch media, pretend to read things. Lots of people just pretend that they're, like, really into a thing, and then they are not. Modern term is LARPer. Yeah, but calling somebody a tourist is a very clear indication that you don't think they belong there. AKA, it sounds meaner, therefore it's the better term. And that's, like, tourist already has a naturally negative connotation from just people in real life going to places as tourists and being shitbags. So that just carries over to calling people tourists in hobbies. Oh, you shouldn't gatekeep. Gatekeeping is bad. No, gatekeeping is based, actually. As the kids would say... I know, there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, it's really cool that the Monster Hunter games are getting popular now. Wow. And then I quickly realized, what a fucking mistake, they're ruining it. They're ruining it because it being popular with the way that they're doing shit just means that Capcom will cater to them instead of me. Get the fuck out of my hobby. Renzu disagrees. World obviously attracted a new audience, and in his opinion, a portion of the new players are graphics people. I mean, you're gonna get that whenever you get a massive influx of people from any game. It doesn't just have to be World. Those people exist in general. So it can't just be like, oh, this small subset of this community obviously does that. Well, yeah. Those people exist in every fandom, but there is a large collective of people, not necessarily just in Monster Hunter or in other games, that sit there and all they ever talk about for a game is, oh, it looks so good, oh, the graphics. And that's part of why we have a bunch of companies that just hardcore push graphical fidelity, and that's all they push, instead of pushing, I don't know, the game's mechanics, the game's art style, the game's story, its writing, its multiplayer features. You know, just a thought, like, what if... Hear me out. What if I could buy a game, and then I could play it with a friend? I know, this is already a stretch, not many people have friends. But hear me out, hear me out. Imagine you have friends. And imagine you have a friend who lives close enough to you and wants to come over to your house to play a game. What if you could have a game that two people can play at once on the same screen in the same room? Yeah? Yeah, it sounds like a cool idea. We could call it double screen gaming. And you can do it on your couch. That's an idea. Okay, so maybe you have two systems. Maybe you both have let's call it a box, and it plays games, right? We could put like an X on it. We'll call it the box of X. Well, what if you both have a box of X, and you both have the same game, but you want to play it together? But the two-screen gaming mode on the couch isn't really quite your fancy. What if you could connect them with an Ethernet cable and play on your local area network on two separate screens, on two separate systems, in the same room? These are wild ideas, I know. I don't think the world is ready for these. Yeah, so like they could push the actual game systems, they could push the combat, they could push multiplayer, they could push the actual look of the game, the story, the characters, the designs, whatever the fuck else. Instead, a lot of them just focus on, oh, we gotta make sure the graphics are hyper ultra 4K, and then also don't do any kind of optimization and don't implement proper anti-aliasing or anything else, so these 4K textures look more like 1440p. So that these 4K textures look more like 480p. Hell, in some cases, the textures look like 480i on a fucking modern screen, so they look really bad. Lots of ranting today. I feel like I'm not getting much progress done because of it. Basically what I'm saying, all these people that are demanding higher graphics pushes should just be ignored because they'll buy the game anyway. Meanwhile, if you make a shit game, no matter how good it looks, people will eventually catch on to the fact that you don't make good games anymore and will stop buying your games. Assassin's Creed. Sorry, sudden cough. And then your company might, I don't know, get sold to maybe like Tencent you'd sell your shit to. I don't know, you know. Just a thought. High guard. Earlier in the stream, I was talking about how back in the day you could see a trailer and just be like, damn, that's gonna be a good game. High Guard is a good example of being able to see a trailer and immediately being like, wow, that game's gonna suck horrible ass and have negative redeeming qualities. And then everybody that said that was right. I don't know what the fuck Jeff was thinking. Not a lot, apparently. Concord, yeah, Concord, Sony, I still think for that year, Concord should have won the Game Awards for Impact. Because damn, did Concord have a fucking impact? Especially on Sony's bottom line. I'm still a fan of the theory that the reason why Sony's upped the price of all their shit isn't because of like tariffs or increased development costs or anything like that. I think it's much more funny if we just attribute the increased price of everything Sony fucking makes for PlayStation to being that they're just trying to claw back some of the money they literally threw into a fucking pit with Concord. Much funnier thought. I don't know if these are both gonna be in there at once. Zeal, you're a bad person. True. Some might even say real. Jeff was thinking money like he always does. Well, you could say that. On the flip side, apparently it was his suggestion to give them that spot, and they apparently gave them that spot for free. Apparently. Supposedly. Apparently, Jeff thought that Highguard was going to be such a fucking masterpiece that he gave them that position, the absolute best position in the show, the closing trailer to Highguard. I say he's fucking lying, but that's what they say. The only possible reasoning behind that is either he's fucking lying and he got some kind of money, or some kind of money was given at some point, somewhere, somehow, for them to have that position as the closing act of the entire fucking show. Or he's actually fucking retarded and has no idea what anybody in the gaming space wants. If not both. It could be both. Oh. I'm stupid. I thought I grabbed steaks, and it's like, oh no, I don't have fucking well-done steaks in my inventory yet. Oh, gee, I fucking wonder why I grabbed gourmet ones. Also, apparently Tencent was bankrolling Highguard behind the scenes. Not surprised, they have their fingers in, like, everything. Bro thought these guys made Titanfall. Surely this new game is gonna be a big new FPS. Yeah, totally. You know, they took that out of the, description of the game, by the way. When the game released on Steam and all that shit, it had, from the developers of Titanfall, or something along those lines, in the Steam name, or Steam's description. A few days later, it no longer said that. I have a fucking fly that got in here somehow, and it's really annoying. It's been pestering me for a bit now. Wow, he hurts. I mean, it's a Ray Zhang, so of course he fucking hurts. I fucking hate you, dude. Holy shit. Fucking hate this thing. Jeff is a game journalist. What made you think he knew anything about games? I never thought he knew anything about games. It's like, damn. What a way to just very clearly out yourself. Dude, this fucking fly. It's not like a big fly or anything. It's like a random fucking fruit fly. I mean, I have fucking food in here. I don't know what's doing in here. What if I'm wrong? Well, I'm not. Simple as that. Can't be wrong if I'm right. Simply be correct and you will never be wrong. What if Jeff saw the game, knew it was trash, and he did what he could to ensure its demise? Well, you see, Cube, somebody in a media position would never throw away... I was gonna say their reputation like that, but, like, game journalists don't really have a reputation. So I guess that means he also technically has nothing to lose. With Halo CE is good, Cubed. Halo CE is good. No, not that one, Cube. So I was just talking about the other one. The other CE. Unless you think the new campaign Evolved is good, Cube, in which case, damn. Like, you made it sound like you fucking hated the game the moment you came in here. What if Jeff got paid by EA to ensure the demise of the remnants of Respawn? EA would be that petty. That would be cinema then. Kino, peak even. You know. That's the kind of shit you would get out of like a fiction story. That'd be pretty good. Which means that it's not reality. The fact that it would be a good story means that it's fiction. At least nowadays. I mean, fuck, even fiction stories nowadays are bad. What do you mean? You and I both like Halo CE. I like Halo Combat Evolved. I do not like Halo CE as a blanket statement. I like Combat Evolved. Okay? We are not the same. I do not leave room for interpretation. We used to be able to say Halo CE and everyone know what it meant. Now those days are behind us, Cube. Blame Microsoft? I do blame Microsoft. I also blame Halo Studios, aka 343. I blame the people still somehow buying Halo games, even though they suck ass. Especially after Halo Infinite. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Cube, what is wrong with you in particular? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I blame Cube. Halo CE 2001 asterisk. Fuck off, I want these carves. Fuck you. Watch him, like, totally not just know where I am and kill me while I'm carving. And then I won't be angry. Nope. Bruh, I've not bought a new game since Halo 4. That is a lie. You've paid to play Campaign Evolved. That is essentially the same thing as buying it. You're renting it? Just like everybody else who buys the game nowadays, Cube. You think you are different. You think you are not the same. But you are the problem, much like the others. Even just playing the game contributes to their statistics of people playing the game that they can use to justify continuing their shit path. We are not the same because you are a problem. This is how I got my high rank Rajing set. Nice. Oh, so this is a really big Rajing. I paid like $1 to play Halo Infinite's campaign. That's $1 more than they deserve. You bought Halo Infinite. You paid money in exchange for Halo Infinite. You bought it. You think paying only $1 for a game isn't still buying the game, Cube? I showed earlier a game with the price tag still on it for $2 that I bought. I bought that game. I could show that picture again. I bought that game, it was $2. You bought Halo Infinite, it was $1. You gave Microsoft money for fucking Xbox Gold or whatever the fuck it's called now to play Campaign Evolved. You bought Halo Campaign Evolved. It's just that you bought it for less of a time than other people get to rent it for. Xbox Gold, lol. I could have swore at a point one of their fucking things on the 360 called it like Xbox Live Gold or some shit. Probably hasn't been called that in years. And that's also probably not what they call it when you buy it on PC for the fucking Game Pass. But the point still stands. What the fuck is he doing? Oh my god. You just reset while inbounds. Okay. Yeah, but now I have that Game Pass for 1 month. That just means that you've only rented the game for 1 month. After all, we all know that you don't get to purchase games anymore, Cube. Everything you buy is a rental now. Which means that your subscription service is just a shittier option of renting. But you're still quote-unquote buying the game. Because they can still tell you that you're buying the game when you're renting a license. God damn it. Fucking reading chat and getting hit. Alright, Rajing, chill for a moment. The only right thing to do as a Halo fan is to pirate their games until they start making good games. I can check out if Conker's bad. If Conker's Live and Reloaded works via Microsoft. I didn't know if there was a Conker's game other than Bad Fur Day. Basically same game, but updated graphics. Oh, joy. So you're telling me that it's just like Halo Campaign Evolved! Oh my god! I'm fucking getting myself killed because I'm distracted. Okay. Never had that happen before. It's like one of the first remasters back during the first Xbox, so not as bad as you think, Angry Face. Maybe not as bad as I think, but it could be as bad as I think it could be. How do you know they're not gonna just, quote-unquote, update Conker's Bad Fur Day again? For the modern audience now. I remember the Rare Collection having some stuff removed or something. I don't think I heard about that. Although recently I saw that Sega removed a bunch of fucking games from their collection on Steam. Holy end screen. I'm gonna screenshot this real quick, don't mind me. Wrong button. There we go. Like, I was looking recently to see if, like, it was possible to buy a copy of Sega's Bass Fishing, or Pro Bass Fishing, or whatever it was. No. You're no longer able to buy copies of Sega's Pro Bass Fishing on any platform. Particularly, the only platform that matters, Steam. The Village Chiefs Co. Oh my god. Rainbow's been added to the armor box. Oh my god. Marvelous. Our hunter makes us proud once again. To get rid of 2 Ragings in one fell swoop is an absolutely amazing feat. Even though I don't have any more quests that I can give you, that doesn't mean your path as a hunter has reached its end. At the Gathering Hall, you should be able to find quests that fit your advanced level. From now on, I'll have to settle for admiring your progress. I do have a reward for you, though. You should find it quite useful. Oh my god, a Pokéticket Plus. Cat. I assume this is in the Great Forest. Yes. Wrong armor. Let's do Sword and Shield. Sega's planning to bring back old IP, so that's probably why. Like how there's a new Golden Axe in development. I mean, it's still scummy to do that. Take away the original so people have no choice but to buy the new thing. Oops. You thought Large Enemy Crab was the last one. Yeah, I did. Large Enemy Crab felt like it would have been a fitting last one, but hey, Raijing's fine. God, make a lucky cat. I don't remember if I grabbed the honey yet. Gotta make sure to get that. I kind of spent a lot of it before stream. Secret request. Okay. Shellfish mantled girl. Told my mother that I wanted a hat adorned with a Hypnotris's feather. Hypnocratriss's feather. But she got mad and said I was being selfish. Selfish. Mantled girl, not shellfish. I'm fucking stupid. Therefore, this is a secret request. You must tell no one. Amazing. Where'd that little girl get all this zenny from to pay me? Been to the Great Forest dozens of times. First time I've been here because I'm getting the cutscene. Never have I ever been here before. Man, I do wish this map was on the PS2. It'd be so nice to see this in the PS2 style. Although maybe I'll get to see something similar in Frontier. I'm going to go off on a limb and just assume this map's in Frontier, so maybe the art style will be similar. Apparently this area is literally first introduced in Frontier. Well, let's hope its art style is as nice as Monster Hunter 1's then. I've literally only loaded into, like, the hub, or wherever the fuck it is, in Frontier. I've done no missions on it, I just set up a character, so... I haven't seen an in-game, like, area yet. Home area of Espinoss. And then you know what? They add Espinoss to Rise, and they don't have the Great Forest. They have him in the fucking jungle instead for some reason. Or my bad, the, what is it? Deserted Island, they call it now. Fuck you, Velociprey. Bruh. Can you imagine doing this with 6 Velociprey on you? That's the PS2 games. I fucking hate these things. Mildly inconvenienced by a small monster. First time in 4.5 hours today. Fucking hate it here instantly. And you know what? It's exactly as it should be. Small monsters in the modern games may as well not even exist. Do you like the wizard armor? Yes, Zero. Between the 4 Elder Dragons introduced in Generations 2, or Generation 2, Chameleos is my favorite. Particularly, this physical appearance of his armor. Oh. The later, like, G rank versions and some of the high rank versions and stuff like that, I don't care for as much because I like the hat. The hat's really nice. So this is also basically my favorite version of Chameleos' armor. Oh my god. Pulls out for me. He's trying to kill me. There's no Velociprions. Of course they don't exist. Hey man, they're in Rise. I saw Ipsio earlier complaining that I wasn't talking about Rise. So there you go. I had mentioned Rise. It could have actually killed you. I actually don't think that would have killed me. It just would have done like a quarter of my remaining HP or some shit. I'm pretty sure. Because I am wearing actual armor. You know what, let's see. How much damage does this do? It's not too bad. If I was in low rank, that would probably decimate me. Because I would only have low rank armor. No flashes, I'll let him go away. Yeah, last time is because of the challenge quest. Oh, I didn't see Sozu put down a small barrel bomb. Oh, I only hit it real quick, fucking blow myself up. It's like, oh, okay. Oh no, I was gonna go place my own small barrel bomb because I didn't think he did. And then his small barrel bomb blew up that I couldn't see and it killed me. That fish was a menace. That fish quest being so fucked up, I feel like is what most people that have never played this game just think the entire game is like. Because, boy, the recent comments I've seen from completely random people about Freedom Unite in particular, you would actually think that this game is a hell through and through no matter what. It's not. He fucking pulled out a bomb. He's bombing the fucking Eye of Prey. True though, this guy's gotta die. Now see, some of you might be wondering, Zeal, you've complained about Cole having bombs before, like, why'd you give him the big bomb skill? Because if he's gonna have them anyway, he may as well have a large one. Also, he doesn't chuck the fucking barrel bomb at me. So are you going to dabble in the DD2DA madness? Do I care about Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen 2? I don't know, I haven't even finished the first version, or the base game. When does that release, Zero? I keep telling myself I'm gonna go back and finish Dragon's Dogma 2, and it just hasn't happened. I've been mostly enjoying my time playing old, better games. A super update is coming at the end of next month. Okay, but when is the actual expansion release? I love the Palico cat armor, samurai cat, like the cartoons. Yeah, unfortunately in this game, you can't give them whatever armor you want. They haven't introduced that system yet. So, you get these two. I think this is the base for Freedom 2. I think this is the base for, Freedom 2G, so Freedom Unite. And I think this is one that you download. classic Acorn set. They have that in like every single game. Looks good, not knocking it. The Poke Village one, also pretty good. And the Lao Shen one, which is my personal favorite of the three. Lao Shen stuff always looks good. The Cartoon Samurai Cats had a mecha armor, didn't they? Can't remember. I can't tell if that sounds familiar or if I'm gaslighting myself. Oh. You're referencing this. Is there anything bad on screen if I fucking show this? You never know if Google image searches. Also, fucking random AI. Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cats. Never actually watched this. Like, I've seen it around. I've known that it's existed tangentially through like just random shit on the internet, seeing it or a couple people talking about it. I've never actually watched it myself, though. So I cannot confirm nor deny if they had an actual, like, mech. Almost left without eating. To have defeated the Hypnocatress on your own is truly astounding. I'm satisfied that I have witnessed your true might. I now grant you the right to initiate quests with me. I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is a secret, however. Cool. People call me Neko... I still have no fucking clue how you would pronounce that. Neko HT. I don't... Sure. Invoke my name with care. Quests I introduce to you are similar to the grannies. They are solo quests, however, the difficulty will make her own quest seem like a cakewalk. This fucking fly. Scrap, they're not Zero. I'm just gonna call her Neko. Use the guild's quest as a guide. These quests are comparable to higher rank quests, which are recommended for more than one person. I am also obligated to warn you that higher rank quest conditions apply to these quests. For example, supplies might be delayed from time to time. You may even start a quest at an unknown location far away from your base camp. So they actually explain these mechanics in this game. I don't think there was a point in Monster Hunter 1 where they actually explained all this. I also don't remember them explaining this in any other game. However, you may be pleased to know that the ores and monsters materials you may find will also be equivalent to that of high-rank quests. I have to say, though, that if you wish to simply gather materials or hunt with friends, it would be better for you to do so through the guild. That is not to say that there are no unique monster materials to be found here. For some beasts can only be hunted on my quests. That's not even true. That's not even true. Both Hypnocatress and Nargacuga can be fought in the guild hall. This cat's lying. it just might have the caveat of you need to have actually fought them here first to unlock those in the guild hall, or have somebody else who has. Except Hypnocatrix, which just has an event quest. That's not all. A few of my quests will send you out to places that are only accessible at the guild hall through their G-level quests. Some of their finer details of the quests may also be different from their guild counterparts, but I'll leave you to dig through those on your own. I need a drink. Excuse me for going on at length, but these are the sorts of quests I wish for your assistance with. In secret, of course. There will also be quests that that the general populace will be aware of. However, they are the troublesome sort, you will see soon. At least know this, the old granny and the crafting shop owner are both aware of these quests. You'd be at a disadvantage if they didn't, yes? When you're ready, feel free to come and speak with me again. Farewell for now. So, I also have never read that dialogue. On my original save of Zan, I didn't really read any of the quests. I was just interested in going and, like, having the experience, rather than sitting through and reading the dialogue of the NPCs and all that. Like, I think I read, like, the shop stuff at first and a couple other things, and I was like, okay, I don't care. Me play game. I'm gonna go and gather some honey now. Yo, and hello. It seems you're doing quite well for yourself. There's something I was planning on giving you. There's no use at all in me holding on to it. Here you go. I suppose you've already got one, but you might as well use this one too. Okay. $5. That's not bad. Curious what her quests are. Old Jerome and Bolfango Herd. Amazing. Shakalaka King and Tribe. At the fucking arena, because of course it is. Is this just a... Okay. This would be more interesting if it was like, oh yeah, slay X amount of each one of them, but you have to fight them all at the same time. It's kind of lame if it's just, oh, they're all here, but just kill Velociprey. Spoiled Queen. Cephadrome, not happy to see him again. Gypsarus Purple. Bizarrius, Kizu, Red Kizu. Multiple Congololods. Interesting. Multiple Daimyo. Kutku and Daimyo. So that took way longer than I thought it would to finish up the low rank village. I figured that I would have cleared it by probably the 3-hour mark. Between all the talking, though, the distractions, the rants, and there being more quests than I thought there was going to be, I guess it just wasn't going to happen. My original plan was going to be to clear the low-rank village, and then go do some training quests for the day. But I've got some other stuff I want to take care of for the rest of the day, so I will unfortunately be calling it there for now. Is there anybody else playing Freedom Unite? No. There is literally nobody else playing Freedom Unite at the moment. Doesn't look like there's anybody to raid either. So I am just going to head out. I will probably be back tomorrow. I plan on streaming again tomorrow, but we'll see.
I will talk to you tomorrow then. Goodbye, good night, and good luck.